The romantic, slightly simpering Thomas Anders and the brutal Dieter Bohlen are two handsome men from the mega, popular duo of the 80s of the last century. Almost the entire female half of humanity was crazy about these guys. However, the German band Modern Talking, which was successful in all respects, existed for only 3 years, from 1984 to 1987. And all because Nora appeared in Thomas's life. This girl was only a year younger than the singer, but she had an iron grip. Domineering, spoiled by her father's big money, Nora took strict control not only of Thomas's work, but also subordinated his entire life to her power. Nora was hated by fans of Modern Talking, and with good reason. It was her actions that led to the fact that the duo, adored by millions of fans, so quickly sank into oblivion. Who is Nora and why did she play such a tragic role in the fate of Modern Talking? Nora Isabel Bohlen was born on July 31, 1964, into a family of wealthy parents in West Berlin. She was the third and last daughter. Since the older sisters had already matured, Nora was raised as an only child. She grew up in an atmosphere of permissiveness. Everything was forgiven to her. She was protected like the most expensive diamond in the world. Born a leader, Nora stood out in everything. She was bold, was not afraid of teachers, always expressed her opinion, even if it was a stupid opinion. Already at the age of 12, she had a gold Rolex watch on her teenage wrist. Bernd Weidung, real name Thomas Anders, and Nora met in 1983 at a party of friends. This love blossomed in parallel with the birth of Modern Talking. Despite their youth, Bernard was only 20, Nora was 19, and the lovers quickly made important life decisions regarding the relationship. Just a year later, the daughter of a rich broker became the singer's wife. Almost immediately after the wedding, a huge necklace with the name Nora appeared on Thomas's neck. This collar, which the artist never took off, became his calling card and a reason for ridicule. Many considered the singer a weak henpecked man. But the name of the beloved on the neck is still half the trouble. Nora took over the duties of her husband's manager, which in fact was the beginning of the end of the legendary band. It soon became clear that Nora is a girl with a very domineering character, and Thomas Anders, who was gentle, kind, driven, completely fell under her influence. There was not a day when a spouse did not control Thomas's actions, even if she was far from her husband. But more often the couple was inseparable. Thomas did not perceive the world without his other half. He loved her spontaneity, efficiency, optimism, and trusted her infinitely. It was like an obsession. Energetic Nora couldn't sit still. She didn't want to share the fame of the band with Dieter Bohlen, the composer and founder of Modern Talking. Nora was sure that now that her husband is an idol of millions, she will make him a megastar in a solo version. After the death of her parents, Nora received a large inheritance, and Thomas had already become wealthy, so there was enough money for further advancement. However, the band Modern Talking had a contract with the label, which involved the release of 6 albums, so at that moment the breakup of the band was impossible. Otherwise, the duo would have to pay a huge penalty. However, the group did not have long to exist. Dieter Bohlen was in constant conflict with Nora. He was furious, but there was nothing he could do, because Thomas not only loved his wife, he literally breathed a hole. The press wrote that the woman does not allow Thomas to have his own opinion. This is evidenced by interviews with journalists, in which only Nora usually spoke, and Anders just smiled sweetly. You blame her for everything, and she's not a wild devil, a dragon, or a curse at all. Then I wouldn't have married her. Thomas Anders blindly defended his beloved from all attacks. Nora was his muse and closest advisor. How wrong the artist was, it was Nora who destroyed his career. Conflicts between Bohlen and Anders over Nora led to the breakup of the band. In 1988, fans learned that Modern Talking no longer existed. Under the influence of Nora, Thomas Anders began to change. He became interested in esoteric literature, spiritualism, and parapsychology. He collected dolls, of which he had a large collection at home. The couple had no children. They gave all the care to their dogs. After the breakup of Modern Talking, the couple left for the USA. Nora, as Anders' manager, hoped that she would be able to promote him in the local market. Unfortunately, nothing came of it. Nora turned out to be a mediocre music producer. No matter how much she puffed up, she couldn't make Thomas Anders into a star separate from Dieter. The 2-year world tour, where Nora and Thomas performed under the name Modern Talking, did not help either. He sang songs she worked as a backing vocalist. Anders' career was rapidly going to hell. In the early 1990s, Nora finally got tired of wasting her time and money on promoting the forgotten Thomas. The girl got enough of playing the producer. Unlike the sentimental Anders, Nora put her husband out of her mind as soon as a richer man appeared on the horizon. She didn't lie for long, just announced to her confused husband that she had another one. In 1994, the couple separated, and 4 years later, they officially divorced. A 14-year marriage that began as a fairy tale ended in betrayal. Nora stayed in the USA, Thomas returned to Germany. Although the relationship with Nora turned out to be a great disappointment, the musician still gave happiness a chance. In 1995, Thomas Anders met Claudia Hess, his second wife. It was then that he decided to say goodbye to Nora forever, hiding the collar with her name in a secret safe. His second wife, Claudia, looks like Nora. I like blondes, but that's probably where the similarities between Nora and Claudia end. Nora is a spoiled girl who demanded instant gratification of her desires. And Claudia is a very bright and positive person, Thomas Anders said in an interview. Calm and loving Claudia always put warm relations with her husband at the forefront, supported him in everything, but at the same time did not put pressure on him, as Nora did. Thomas is still happy in his second marriage, which is almost 30 years old. In 2002, the couple had an only child, a son, Alexander. What does Nora Bohlen do after her divorce from Thomas Anders? A once bright, bursting with energy woman leads a secluded lifestyle. Little is known about her. They say Nora still lives in the USA, owns several hotels and shops. After the scandalous divorce from the singer, she started designing jewelry and jeans, but Nora never found personal happiness. Despite the setbacks on the musical Olympus, Thomas continued his musical activities. He performed, recorded albums, and had a lot of female fans. Of course, he failed to repeat the success of Modern Talking, but the German singer was quite able to earn a comfortable life.